Hi, Eddie. Nice to see you.
Hi, Keith.
How's the squad looking after the weekend? I would imagine buoyed by the result and the performance. How are you looking team news-wise in terms of fitness?
Yeah, we're good, as you say, boosted by the result against Manchester City. Team news-wise, yeah, we're pretty similar. We've obviously welcomed back Dan Burn from suspension. Anthony Gordon's travelled with us. Emil Kraft has travelled with us as well. Kieran Trippier hasn't, so that's pretty much, I think, the big news.
Obviously, Tino Livramento and Lewis Hall played very well on Saturday. Are they at a stage where they could go and start another game just 3-4 days later?
Well, that's the decision that I have to make, really. I have to consult the medical team, the sports science team, and try and come up with the right decisions regarding both of those players. I mean, they're so important for us, as you saw on Saturday, that their longer-term fitness is crucial for us, and especially with Kieran's injury, we're not quite sure how long he will be out. That leaves us short of options in the fullback position. So, yeah, decision for me to make overnight and into tomorrow to try and pick the best team to try and win this game, but also protect them.
Thanks, Keith. Jordan Cronin?
Yeah, such a great win on Saturday, Eddie. I mean, is it impossible not to make changes tomorrow, given the intensity of Saturday and also that you've got Everton on a weekend as well?
Yeah, I think I've said many times this season, I think that there's an element where trusting the squad is really important. We've got some very, very good players who will be desperate to play as well. And I do trust everybody, and I think we have the depth to play these games. I think by playing the same players in every game will not help us achieve our objective. So, but every game's different. The challenge is different. Certain players will suit certain games. So, as I said, that's the decisions I have to make, really.
Thank you. Lee Ryder?
Eddie, is a sort of feel that you want to get the job done early, or as early as possible, so that it gives you more options later in the competition where you could perhaps rest and rotate a little bit more?
Yeah, we just want to win the game. I don't know about looking too far ahead in terms of qualification and rotating the team later in the competition. Of course, if we're able to do that, then great. But at the moment, we're still very much in the thick of the Champions League. It's still, everything's an option for us. We've just got to try and win each game, and this will be a very, very difficult game in a testing environment for us. We're looking forward to the challenge that will bring us. The stadium's incredible, really great place to play football. I'm sure the atmosphere will be red hot. So again, all the things for me that are positive, but we need to help that make our performance stronger.
Thank you. Kieran?
Good afternoon. Obviously, you had the big home win the other day. Going back to the issues you've had on the road, as you mentioned with the atmosphere, does this feel a real litmus test? Have you changed anything with preparation for away games lately, given the issues you've had?
Well, the Champions League games are different to Premier League games, so I don't know if you can look at it that way for us. Yeah, we're always changing things and tweaking things, as we said before Manchester City. We've travelled early. We're going to train on the stadium. Tomorrow will be, we'll look to prepare slightly differently, but to try and keep the players mentally engaged and ready for this game. But I think the most important decisions we have to make are how we play and how then the players implement that plan. That will always be the acid test in terms of our performances.
Okay. RMC?
Oui. Bonjour, question en français, si possible. Bonjour Mister, je voulais vous poser une question sur Mason Greenwood, meilleur buteur du championnat de Ligue 1. Aujourd'hui, en conférence de presse avec Roberto De Zerbi, il a été question de lui et l'entraîneur italien expliquait que lui, il voyait une autre personne au quotidien de ce qui avait pu être décrit en Angleterre, évidemment, suite à l'affaire extrasportive. Je voulais savoir si en Angleterre, c'est un joueur qui reste et demeure très suivi, malgré ce qui s'est passé à titre personnel pour lui. Merci.
Come through.
Okay. About Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood's a different person from the Mason Greenwood that first arrived in Marseille. What do you think of that?
I think regarding Mason Greenwood, I think just talk the footballer, and that's the person that I've seen in the preparation for the game. Very, very good player. Not only a goal scorer, a goal creator, fluid in his positioning. We're certainly going to have to defend him very well. He's a man in form. So part of our plan will be trying to stop their attacking players, and he's certainly one of the very best they've got.
Okay, next one.
Bonjour, coach. Notre question en français. Je voulais vous parler de Roberto de Zerbi, que vous avez croisé en Première Ligue, que vous connaissez bien. Je voulais savoir ce que vous pensiez de lui. Et ce matin, quand on l'a interrogé sur votre équipe, spontanément, il a cité Tonali, Joelinton. Est-ce que vous pensez, vous aussi, que la clé du match de demain, ça sera le milieu de terrain?
Firstly, on Roberto, yeah, I mean, someone that I really admire. Having played against his teams at Brighton, as you say, I think a forward thinker, innovator. His team's always very, very well organised. And I think I know that we have to be really well organised against his style. So looking forward to that challenge that you always have against his teams. Yeah, I think he's picked two very good players. I think the midfield battle will be key for us. We need to try and control space. We need to try and do well technically with the ball, as we did against Manchester City. So the challenge is big for us, and those players will be key.
Thank you. Luke Edwards.
Bonjour. You've had good performances before this season. We've had one-off good performances. How important now is it for you to get that consistency to put a run together? Because that's really been the thing that's been lacking.
Yeah, no, I agree. We have played well in one-off games, both home and away. We are looking for that consistency in performance. We're looking at that feeling you have when you know you're going to perform. It's not in doubt, and we've had that for a long, long time. This is probably the first time since I've been here where there's that element where you're hoping we perform and we bring everything together. But from past experience this season, there's no guarantee. Now we need to build our confidence to deliver that. And these games, in part, will be that acid test for us. I mean, this will be a really tough game for us. We're looking forward to that off the back of Saturday. We feel we can rise to the challenge. And then we go back to the Premier League with Everton in another tough away game. So I think we can answer a lot of questions to ourselves, most importantly, in the next two games. And that's how we're trying to set it up.
Thank you. Gentleman on the front row.
Marseille has only 4 points. It's a difficult situation in the standings. Do you think it could change the way they approach the game, especially the first 10 or 15 minutes, maybe a rush into attack? Is it something that you take into consideration?
I think with Roberto's style, I don't necessarily think that they will change or look to get the ball forward quicker than they normally do. I think they have their way, and their way is very effective. You see the goals they've scored this calendar year is hugely impressive. So, no, I think they will be themselves, but that doesn't mean that they won't potentially attack us early in the game. We need to make sure we're ready from minute one to be there psychologically, be there defensively. As I say, as we were against, for me, one of the best teams in world football against Manchester City, that was a great game for us to come through in such a positive way. But we need to use that game. It can't be in isolation. And we need to perform with the same mentality that we did.
Okay. Dominic.
Hi, Eddie. Was had to see a real physical effort from Nick Woltemade the past few games, starting week in, week out. On that note, and with Willisula, Johan Wissa unavailable, does Anthony Gordon as a striker become another potential option or even a necessity over the next few games?
Yeah, I think all options are available to us. It's great to have Anthony back with us. He has worked hard in the break. He's had a minor injury. I don't think it was a serious injury. It was a minor injury, but it was enough to keep him out. And especially with explosive players, you've got to be really careful with muscle injuries that doesn't become a longer-term problem. But he's done the work. I'd say he's fully fit. And, yeah, I have the ability to use him in different positions.
Craig Hope.
Hi, Eddie. Just to get on Mason Greenwood, it's the first time he's come up against an English club. We probably haven't seen a lot of him in recent years. Knowing the research and the work you do, you would have watched a lot of him in the past couple of weeks. What sort of player is there now? What are his strengths? What are his, how does he play? What is he now?
Well, he's a very good attacker from the wide right for Marseille. But they use him in a clever way. He can stay wide, and he'd be more of a combiner, I'd say, in that position with players around him. And then he does his most dangerous work when he drifts in field. But as I said, he's not just a goal scorer, he's a goal creator. He's got a really good relationship with players around him. He's got a lovely left foot. So, yeah, we're going to have to defend well down that side of the pitch. I'd say that's a big area for Marseille to attack.
Okay, the gentleman in the baseball cap, just behind you, Craig. Yeah.
Bonjour coach, une question en français aussi s'il vous plaît. Vous venez jouer au Vélodrome et c'est un stade qui, de par sa réputation, fait trembler un peu toute l'Europe. Est-ce que ça fait partie aussi des facteurs à prendre en compte quand on vient jouer ici à Marseille, d'absorber et de s'adapter à la pression du stade et du public? Et qu'est-ce que ça vous fait, vous, à titre personnel, d'entraîner une équipe dans ce stade qu'on dit mythique?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of similarities really between the atmosphere, so I'm told, here to St James's Park. So I think we know the full force of the crowd when we are playing well, and when we're at home, the energy and the lift that can give the players. We're potentially going to have that working against us in this game, but I think that should really make us prepare well, make us alive from minute one in this game, because if we're not, it'd be very difficult. So we need to impose ourselves in the game. We need to implement our plan well. And if we can do that, then of course you can rise and use the conditions to your favour. And that's what we have to try and do.
Okay, we're going to take 3 more.
Say again? I don't quite get the question. Sorry.
Et vous, personnellement, ça vous fait quoi d'entraîner votre équipe dans ce stade? Est-ce que, personnellement, vous, il y a de l'excitation, il y a de l'envie de découvrir une ambiance différente? Est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose comme ça?
Yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you. Yeah, absolutely. I think you want to play in the best atmospheres, whether that's for you or against you. I think both can be really amazing to experience. So looking forward to that challenge, and I know the players feel the same way, and we were well aware when the draw was made this would be a special game.
Okay, we've got time for 2 more, unfortunately. We'll start with Gary and go to Louise, please. Sorry for anyone missing out.
Hi, Reddy.
Hi.
You've spoke about Mason Greenwood there, but they also possess another striker who has scored against your team in the past, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. From what you've been watching him, he's 36 now. Is he just as good as ever?
Yeah, I think it's a good question, because we've said the same thing, having watched Marseille a lot in the build-up to the game, that for me he is as good as ever, and that's a big compliment to him at 36. Very athletic, still running in behind, still stretching the back lines, still getting away from defenders when he's in those 1v1 situations. So, and a lethal finisher as well. His goal record here has been very good. So another player we have to control well, another player that gets our full respect. And certainly we'll be doing some work with our defenders and our back line in preparation for the game.
Thank you. And then just Louise Taylor to finish, please. Louise.
Thank you. Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
Hi. Now, you had your swapping of Sandro and Bruno in the 6 and the 8 role on Saturday, and it worked very well. And you were absolutely brilliant out of possession, without the ball. Do you think sometimes when you're perhaps wanting to be excellent on the ball, do you think ultimately Sandro will need to play in that number 6 role, or can they swap, or can they play together? Or?
Yeah, good. We're back to the midfield questions. I like these. Yeah, I think they can do everything. I think there was loads of different reasons why I switched them in position. On this occasion, I felt it benefited both of their performances. Every game is different. It's great to have those options that I can choose. And both players played their different positions with great attitudes. That's fundamentally so important. They wanted to do what was asked of them. So I'll pick every team on its merits in terms of what the opposition bring and what we need to deliver. But 2 outstanding players who can play anywhere for me.
So do you see a repeat tomorrow night?
You'll have to wait and see, Louise, when you get the team sheet.
Okay.
Hi, Malik. Nice to see you.
Hi.
How are you feeling after the weekend, stopping the best striker in the world? You had a blinder.
Yeah, really, I was really happy with the performance and overall from the team. Really happy that we got these 3 points, that I did my job well as well. Yeah, and we just try to take the confidence we got and also the emotional stuff we took from the game. We just try to show it tomorrow as well.
Yeah, I mean, you've been playing very well since you arrived, but there's a performance like that, you know, individually for you and the way you shackled Erling Haaland. Does that give you additional confidence that you can get even better here at Newcastle?
I think in general I'm a really confident player, but of course if you play against one of the best players, maybe the best striker right now in football, I think it can give you a little bit of extra motivation or confidence. Yeah, so of course I will take that.
Thank you. I've got Lee.
Hi. Not many players come in straight away and get their own chant from the supporters. How do you feel when you heard that the first time, when you knew they were, you realised they were chanting about you?
Yeah, it was amazing. I still remember that moment. Yeah, I'm just grateful for that. The Newcastle supporters have been amazing from the day I arrived. So I'm just thankful for them, and they give me, yeah, the little bit of extra motivation as well.
Okay. Gentleman at the back.
Oui, bonjour Malik. Ici, une question en français. Tu as joué à Schalke avec Harit. Je crois même que c'est lui qui t'offre ton premier but en pro. Je voulais savoir si vous étiez resté en contact, si tu avais parlé de l'Olympique de Marseille, parce qu'il a joué 4 ans ici. Et qu'est-ce qu'il a pu t'en dire? Qu'est-ce que tu penses, toi, de l'Olympique de Marseille?
Yes, that's correct. Harit is a great guy and a great player as well. As you mentioned, he gave me the first assist for my first goal, so I'm really thankful for him as well. We are not in touch at the moment, but I've played with some players from France in my career, so everybody was speaking highly about Marseille. That's a great club with great tradition and with a great atmosphere.
Okay. Gentleman at the back there.
Ouais, Malik, j'enchaîne question in French. Une question sur l'attaque de l'OM, bon, qui sera probablement Paille Thiaw, Aubameyang et Mason Greenwood. Voilà. Quel est le danger principal de cette OM? Est-ce que c'est Mason Greenwood? Est-ce que bon, l'Angleterre n'est pas forcément connue pour suivre vraiment le championnat français, mais est-ce que vous avez étudié justement cette attaque de l'OM qui est la meilleure attaque du championnat? Voilà. Quel est le danger principal pour toi de cette équipe? Merci.
Yes, correctly. I've had some information about Marseille, that they're one of the most offensive teams right now in Europe. I think all of these 3 players you mentioned, they have a big quality. They work well together. I think it's a good mix of experience with Aubameyang and of the young lads. I played against Thiaw last season as well. He's a good player. Yeah, but I think all of these 3 players, they're good players.
You've got Mark at the back, and then Chris, please.
Hi, Malik. The team's obviously made a really good start in the Champions League. How far do you think Newcastle can realistically go? Is it a question of getting into the next round and then seeing how far you can go? But do you think you can make a real impact in this tournament?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, we're just trying to focus on tomorrow. But of course, I think we put ourselves in a really good position with these 3 wins in a row. But of course, the Champions League is a long journey. So we're just trying to focus on the next game tomorrow, and then hopefully we will win it and have even a better position.
Thank you. Yeah, Chris, please.
Hi, Malik. Obviously, the club were looking at you for quite a while before you came in. What was it about the club that attracted you, and what was it that Eddie Howe said to you when you came in that he envisioned bringing out of you and developing you as a player?
Yes, I think I followed Newcastle for 2 seasons now, in Milan as well. I think it's a big club with great players, with great fans. I played against them as well, so I could feel the intensity of the game. And I think, yeah, in general, one of my dreams was always to play in the Premier League. So when I got the call from the gaffer and how he spoke to me and his vision, yeah, I was really, really excited, and I was just waiting when it was done. Yeah, so I'm really, really happy to be here, and I think I made the right choice.
Thank you. Craig and then Dom, down the front, please.
Hi, Malik. At the start of the season, you weren't in the team. Just tell us how that felt to begin with. But then, certainly since you've came into the team, it looks like you're never going to give that jersey up. Has it surprised you just how well it's gone for you?
Yeah, I think you mentioned a good point there, because I think the time I wasn't playing was a good time for me to adapt to the team, to the intensity of the training, what the gaffer he wants, how my teammates are playing. So I think actually this time when I wasn't playing, you can look at it in a way like, oh, okay, I could be frustrated, but I was trying just to improve each training day and get the best out of each training session. So yeah, and I think at the end it paid out. So when I came in, I was not really surprised of the speed, because the training intensity in England, in Newcastle, sorry, is really, really high. So I think it helped me a lot.
And you're probably better placed than most to tell us about Nick Woltemade. What is he like to play with, and what is he like to play against, given you'll come up against him in training with the national team and in Newcastle?
Yeah, first of all, he's a great guy, lovely character, a great footballer as well. I think to play against him is a bit difficult, because you don't really face players with his size and the technically ability he has. But he's also a really smart player, so he's really intelligent. He knows when to move into certain spaces, when to ask for the ball, and also when he has the eye for a better teammate. So he's a really good player.
Okay, Dom. Hi, Malik. Just to follow on to Craig's question, you've got a lot of competition at centre-back. Your partner Fabian Schär on Saturday against Manchester City. You've got Sven Botman, Dan Burn. What have you made of that competition, and has it helped bring out the best in you as a player?
Yes, I think obviously if you fight for a position, you always have to be on your best, because you're never certain that you will play the next game. So I think competition football, or in general, it helps us to perform our best level. So yeah, we just try to push ourselves and each other to perform the best level to help the team. So I think at the end it's all about the team. So yeah, we're just trying to be at our best so we can help the team and make the fans happy as well.
Thank you. Gentleman down the front here, please.
In French, okay. Please. Marseille a eu beaucoup de temps fort dans ses matchs de Ligue des Champions et a parfois tendance à s'écrouler avec des décisions d'arbitrage ou le niveau qui baisse. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose que vous avez identifié? Tout à l'heure, votre coach disait qu'il faut se servir de l'ambiance à notre avantage et retourner cette ambiance. Est-ce que c'est quelque chose dont vous avez parlé dans l'équipe?
Yes, I don't want to go into too much details about the referee. I don't know about that. But I think in general, I think Marseille is a really, really good team. The atmosphere will be great. That's what we expect. Yeah, of course, I think the atmosphere will be more on their side. So we have to be clever with it as well and try to be smart, yeah.
Thank you. Kieran there, just on the second row, please.
Hi, Malik, how are you doing? Obviously, you've had a great start in the Premier League, but you're still only 24. Do you feel there's a lot more to come from you still?
Yes, hopefully. As you said, I'm still just 24. I've already learned and experienced a lot in my young career, but of course I think there's plenty of room for improvement for me individually. Yes, so I'm just trying to learn from my teammates, from the coach, and also from my opponents. Try to catch everything I can do better, and just trying to improve each day. Yeah.
Gary, down the front.
Hiya. I know you said a couple of months ago the one thing you were struggling with at Newcastle, you're a man of multi-languages, but you said you were struggling with the Geordie accent. Yeah. Has that improved, and what's your favourite part of the Geordie lingo that you've learned?
My favourite part would be Howay the lads. Yeah, but no, to be honest, it's getting better, but it's still really difficult. It depends. I think when the guys, they're speaking to me, they speak normal English, so they avoid a bit the accent. Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to learn it as well a bit, yeah.
Okay, thanks very much, everyone.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.